Save an additional $1,000 now through the end of the month when you click and drive. Go to westcountynissan.com and get a quote in just minutes and save an additional $1,000 on Muranos, Armadas, and Pathfinders now through the end of the month only at westcountynissan.com.
Cardinals coverage on 101sports.com is brought to you by West County Nissan.
Welcome back to 101sports.com. I'm Anthony Stalter. This is Chris Duncan. Chris, we're bringing back the Redbird report. What do you think?
I'm excited, man.
Now, one thing is that when you used to do this with Stully, when Stully used to do this, he used to call these questions strikes.
Not anymore, my friend.
No, we're going home runs because you know what? That's what we do. We hit home runs.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
You've never struck out in your career, so.
Only a couple thousand times.
We're going to do a series of questions for you. One, will Molina be in the MVP talks by the end of the year?
I think he's making a statement that he's one of the best catchers in baseball. Will he be in the MVP talks? I don't know. That's going to be tough. But if you look at his offensive numbers, he's in the top 5 in every single offensive category. He's up there in batting average. He's got 8 home runs. His career high before last year was only 7. I think Yadier Molina has really found his power stroke. And if you look at his brother Benji Molina, he didn't start hitting home runs till his early 30s. I think Yadier Molina is going to hit 20-plus home runs, have a career high in average and RBIs, and because of how good he is defensively behind the plate, I think there is a chance that he might be in the MVP discussions. I don't think he'll win it, but I think he might be in those discussions, and that's how good he's playing.
My question is he even, and this is not a shot on Yadier Molina, is he even the MVP of the Cardinals? Because I look at what Carlos Beltran is doing, or even Rafael Furcal. Is Molina even the MVP of the Cardinals?
I think he is. Nothing against Carlos Beltran, nothing against Rafael Furcal, but Yadier Molina is in that lineup almost every single day, and I think the most important position on the field is catcher. You're handling the pitching staff day in and day out, and now with all the injuries that this ball club's had, he's not only handling the pitching staff, but he's providing a lot at the plate. He looks good offensively. If he can keep up this pace, I guarantee you there's going to be some people that have him in the MVP talks. Maybe not a top 5 MVP candidate, but maybe a top 10.
Let's switch up topics a little bit. We'll go to the pitching staff now. Jake Westbrook came out in April, and he looked like the guy that we've seen flashes of before. Now in May, he's struggled. What can we expect from Jake Westbrook for the rest of the year?
I feel like Jake Westbrook always teases me. I know last year and even the year before that, you see him go out there and have 2, 3, maybe sometimes even 4 good starts in a row, and you start to get excited as a baseball fan. You raise your expectations, and he seems to find a way to always let you down. Sure. I think you got to look at his career numbers. He's 89 and 88. He's got a low 4 ERA. I think at some point you got to realize that he's going to be an inconsistent pitcher, and at best he's a 500 pitcher, and you can expect him to have ups and downs all season long. Until he gets better command of that sinker, I think there'll be some starts where he really struggles. Tell
fans, obviously Westbrook is a sinker ball pitcher. To me, he's been ordinary. His ball is up. You have a sinker baller that's ball is traveling in the zone, high in the zone. He's ordinary to me. Is that an accurate statement?
To me, I think at times his sinker's one of the better sinkers in baseball. He gets a ton of ground balls, but his last few starts, for some reason, he hasn't had the same movement on his fastball. It seems flat. He's real side to side. He's not getting on top of the sinker, and all of a sudden a little bit of his velocity's down. He's throwing 88, 89 versus spring training when he was actually throwing 91, 92. I think we're starting to see a little bit of that velocity disappear, and he's not having as much sink on his fastball, and all of a sudden he's giving up a couple home runs. Jake Westbrook, known for his sinker and known for not giving up home runs, actually gave up a couple big home runs yesterday.
We'll stay with the pitching staff now. There's a guy on the Cardinals staff, I don't know if you heard of his name is Lynn. He's been pretty decent. Is he going to be an all-star? Is he going to Kansas City in a couple months?
I think he's got to be. You look at his record, 8-1, the fact that he's leading the league in wins. I think he's got to be in consideration for the All-Star game. I know if you look at ERA, there's a lot of starters out there that have a better ERA than Lance Lynn, but he's got a good fastball. He's throwing it for strikes 69% of the time. His average fastball is 92.7 miles per hour. He goes deep in games, and I think when you can command your fastball, you can throw strikes and you can go deep in games, you pick up wins. And to me, the most important statistic for a pitcher has got to be wins, because all you're looking for as a ball club is to pick up as many wins as possible. And he's showing the Cardinals and Mike Matheny and everybody on that staff that he can be a front of the rotation type of guy. And I know you talked about 10 wins, but if he can get to 10 wins, I have to imagine that Tony La Russa and Papa Dunk will take him to the All-Star game.
What's the over-under on wins for Lance Lynn this year? I'm setting it at 15.
I think originally we weren't expecting him to be this good.
Right.
But if all of a sudden he's at 10 or even 12 wins by the All-Star break, you have to imagine that in the second half, he'd be able to pick up 3 to 5 more. I think the over-under is set at 15. And if he can go out there his first year as a starter and pick up 15 wins, that's an unbelievable job.
It's amazing.
Oh,
it
unbelievable.
It's incredible. Well, for Chris Duncan, I'm Anthony Stalter. This has been the Redbird Report. Join us next week back here, 101sports.com.